Good afternoon, parents, friends, family, faculty members, and honoured guests. We'd like to welcome you to the 44th Commencement exercise here at Seisen International School in this, our 55th year of learning to love and loving to learn. In a moment, our graduates will begin entering the gym. At that time, I would ask you to stand, and please remain standing when our head of school, Ms. Colette Rogers, gives her invocation. Thank you.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Lord, we come together today as a Catholic international school community, speaking many languages, holding many cultural traditions, and being members of many religious faith communities. Yet we come together having in common our belief and our love for these young women. Through them, the legacy that is the educational philosophy of the Handmaids of the Sacred Heart of Jesus continues. A philosophy of education of the heart, learning to love and loving to learn. And so we ask you to bless them, the class of 2018, Lord, with strength. Bless them with continued good health. Give them the physical strength to encounter each day with vigor and with passion. Bless them with the intellectual strength to navigate all of life's challenges. Bless them with the emotional strength to be compassionate, not only to others, but also with themselves, and to reach out whenever they need help. We also ask you to bless the people that they will encounter along life's journey outside of these walls. Strangers who will become their teachers, their friends, their colleagues, their partners in life. Bless these people with the gift of insight, so that when they encounter these young women, they will know that they are women who are smart women, sincere women, talented women, women who have a voice and who will speak up for what is right in a world that needs those voices for justice and peace. They are Seisen women. So we offer them to you, Lord. Keep them safe in your loving embrace. And we ask this through Christ our Lord and through the intercession of Mother Mary. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Before we continue with the ceremony, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the sisters here today. We have Sister Shoya, Sister Concessa, Sister Clementina, Sister Asunta, and Sister Satomi. And we can't forget that we have somebody in the back area who's looking down right now, and that's Sister Assumption. So if everybody can give Sister a wave. And just to acknowledge that the sisters made Seisen. Without the sisters, there would be no Seisen. So class of 2018, you're coming from a very, very strong legacy with these women at the helm. This year, we have a unique situation in that we have two valedictorians. So our first valedictorian of the graduating class of 2018, Yuki Kagawa Hayashi Sato Shiozawa, will address us at this time.
Imagine this, 12 years ago, on this same stage, 6-year-old Yuki swings her hips to the 60s pop song, The Locomotion, as she graduates from Seisen Kindergarten. It's her first major accomplishment after attending Seisen for 3 whole years. Congratulated by Miss Sheila and her Blue Belt teachers, Miss Lisa and Miss Kumi, Yuki beams with pride as she holds her graduation teddy bear in one hand and her diploma in the other. She joins her fellow graduates, Ashi, Anna, Mai, Misa, Nanju, Serena, Shima, and Solana. This past week, when asked what my favorite moment at Seisen was, although I did say it was the last day of my IB exams, the first memorable moment that came to my mind was my kindergarten graduation. And I'm sure that for many of us, today will be unforgettable. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yuki Shiozawa. Although I am, as many of my classmates know, not as good at making funny jokes as Mr. Mitchell is, but I'm honored to be able to deliver this speech to you today. And on behalf of the class of 2018, I'd like to start by thanking all of you, the sisters, the faculty, administration, school staff, friends, and our families, as you have supported us throughout our Seisen journey. I've always been amazed by how the main office staff and our security guards remember each and every one of our names, and how our teachers would sacrifice their lunchtime and work overtime after our after-school classes just to answer our complex, intelligent questions like, Mr. Lee, is it true that you had a buzz cut for quite a while just to save money on shampoo? We mustn't forget about how the admin team welcomed us to school every morning by the gates. And I'm so grateful to the maintenance people and cleaning ladies who tidy our messes even though we should be doing it. Not to mention our parents and grandparents who supported us night and day since day one. Classes with my teachers were always filled with so much learning and laughter. I remember those Friday after-school classes when Mr. Stern bought us snacks to eat while watching plays. The last day of school every quarter when Miss Ross quizzed us on baby photos of teachers. And those classes when Miss Joji, Madame Maekawa, and Miss X were always there to listen to and comfort us. I also vividly remember those math classes when Mr. Usher would take a deep breath before solving difficult math problems on the whiteboard. And the biology and physics classes when Mr. Lee and Mr. T would give us study tips and life lessons. And those journalism classes when Mr. Bevan supported us in making the Seisen Post website. And that history class when Mr. Granger revealed that he had a dream about having the same hairstyle as Mao Zedong. The class of 2018 is a class filled with countless talents. I have friends like Anna, Grace, Hannah, and Sahan who can sing so well that I feel like I'm at a free concert. Marina, who can rap Kendrick Lamar's lyrics from memory. Justine, who can wiggle her eyebrows. Rishika, who can find the funniest memes that will make you laugh out loud, literally. Minkyung, Yeji, and Ashley, who can do math as fast as lightning. Angela, Mikako, Lena, Yufei, and Luca, who can speak and write Japanese so well. Shima, Serena, Amelie, Nyan, and Ashi, who can write English so eloquently, almost like John Keats or William Shakespeare. And Alicia, who can run 12 kilometers straight, or Akiko, who can swim 9 kilometers like it's only the length of a pool. And of course, Amanda and Misa, who can score over 20 points in one basketball game. And Maya and Unso, who can play the piano like Beethoven. And of course, Sophie, Solana, Krithika, Yurim, and Nanju, who can dance like awesome K-pop stars. I cannot express my gratitude enough towards my fellow graduates who have helped me get through these years at Seisen. We are such a tight family, and I'm so glad that I was able to live through the ups and downs with you. We survived our 6th grade exhibition, which was a huge deal for us back then. Our middle school drama, when one of my friends was the first one to have a boyfriend in our grade. And on top of that, we are survivors of IB, and if I may say so, an attractive graduating class. Throughout my 15 years at Seisen, I've learned to be open-minded and accepting of others' values. Students and teachers come and go, and I remember every year from 1st grade, another one of my closest friends would leave Seisen. Although saying goodbye would make me cry, I've also enjoyed making new friends who come from all over the world. Seisen prepared us well. The 9th grade iSearch paper that we wrote in English class, the 10th grade history ISU essay, and our science fairs have certainly contributed to our becoming critical thinkers who can question information and speak up for ourselves. I believe that we are ready to widen our horizons wherever we may be, and we can strive to do our best to give back to those who have supported us these past 15 years. And from today, we'll be going our separate ways, but whether we stay in Japan or move abroad, whether we study literature or medicine, we'll meet new people and pave our own ways. As I mentioned earlier, we are a talented class. I believe that there's so much ahead of us, both delightful and daunting, but we must never give up to find what we love doing most. And when things get rough, I remind myself that pressure is a privilege, as Mr. Stern, our college counselor and English teacher, says, and by overcoming that pressure, I believe that we can find what we enjoy doing most, which is the ultimate privilege. My kindergarten graduation is a memory I still cherish, but today is another day to remember. Congratulations, class of 2018, and thank you.
It is my great privilege to be introducing our guest speaker at graduation today. When I mentioned to the sisters that this lady had agreed to come and speak, the response was, "That's a good choice." Dr. Meredith Wu graduated from Seisen in 1976 in a class of 13 students. Meredith is currently the 13th president of Sweetbriar College in the USA and the former director of the International Higher Education Support Program at the Open Society Foundation in London. She was also previously the dean of the college and Graduate School of Arts and Sciences at the University of Virginia. And in 1996, Meredith was appointed by President Bill Clinton to serve on the Presidential Commission on U.S. Pacific Trade and Investment Policy. She serves on the board of directors for the Japan Policy Research Institute in Santa Monica and the editorial board of the Journal of East Asian Politics. She additionally serves as an occasional guest expert on Korean politics for such media outlets as PBS, CNN, and the New York Times. And we are very honored that she took time out of an incredibly busy schedule to come home to Seisen and to speak to our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Meredith Wu.
Thank you, Colette. I can't tell you how pleased I am to be here today and with this wonderful class of 2018. I'm particularly pleased and humbled that Sister Asuncion is here with us today, and Sister Contessa and Brother Henry. I've known them very well in my time here. They have been the bulwark through many generations here of students, connecting us together. You know, one of the things that I always think is truly great about the Catholic Church is the great importance of excellent education that they provide for people from around the world. It's an education that emphasizes constancy, that emphasizes clarity of thinking, and that emphasizes the importance of gratuity, of love that surrounds us in a setting like this. So I'm very happy to be with them again, and thank you. Well, you're all stars, all 32 of you. And I'm particularly happy to be here with you because I feel very close to you. I feel close to you not simply because I'm an alumna of Seisen and you are the most recent alumni of the same school that I'm proud to call my alma mater. I feel close to you because we share something in common that is highly unusual, and one might even say rare. You have experienced, all of you, more than one culture. You belong to more than one place, and you have allegiance to more than one place. You know the splendor of being multicultural. You know the perils and confusion of being multicultural. And I want to tell you that your experience will help you going forward in your future. And that it's one of the greatest assets that you can have as you navigate the very complex terrain that we call life. My father was a Korean diplomat in Japan. And when I arrived in Japan, he put me at Seisen International School. So I asked him, why on earth would you put me in a Spanish Catholic school? And he said, you didn't speak English, so no American school for you. You didn't speak Japanese, so no Japanese school for you. I put you in a Spanish school. So the first day, I come to Seisen, and my first class was Latin. I walked into our Latin class, and when the hour was up, I walked out of the Latin class with my first 2 words in English, perambulator and somnambulism, because we're studying the word ambulare, or to walk. That was really my first experience, and I still remember the confusion and terror. And that pretty much more or less continued throughout the days at Seisen, but every second of it I really did love. Finally, when I got to be your age, when I was a senior at Seisen, I finally decided, well, I gotta go to college someplace. And I didn't know where. The world was wide, and I had no preconception really as to where I wanted to go. So one day, I'm sitting in a coffee shop. I come across National Geographic. I'm going through the pages, and then I come across a photo so beautiful, heart-stopping beautiful. I had to take the magazine to the school. And I think it was Sister Concepcion. I went to her and I said, Sister, sister, where is this place, this heart-stopping, beautiful place? She looked at it and she says, I'll tell you tomorrow. So tomorrow, I go to school and I say, Sister Concepcion, where was that place? And she said, well, that beautiful place is called Maine. It's in America. And I know you want to study English literature, so I suggest that you go to a very small school in Maine called Bowdoin. It produced poets and writers, and you'll be happy there. And I thought, where else? Except at Seisen, where a Spanish nun tells me where to go, especially in a place that she also said, you will feel very happy there because it's a cold and rugged place like your home country. She was right, I was very happy there. But being multicultural and having a deep understanding in your heart that no nation and no society holds a nostrum that is better than anybody else's, as wonderful as it is, can be a difficult proposition. As young people, as you go forth in life, in college, one of the most important questions that you'll be grappling with is, who am I? What am I? Where do I belong? And as you think about where do I belong, I know that there will be temptation to want to belong to mainstream, to want to belong in a comfortable way to one society, to be popular and to be accepted. And it is important to be accepted. It is important to be popular. But I also want to say that there's a benefit to not being part of mainstream while understanding what the mainstream is. There is a very great American or British historian by the name of Eric Hobsbawm who passed away a couple years ago. Eric Hobsbawm wrote a biography about his life, which was really in many ways the 20th century life. And he was a great historian of contemporary life. He said that as a Jewish person in British academe, he often felt like a person looking at the world with his nose pressed against the window. But he said that having a different perspective, having a diverse perspective, and having different ways of thinking and different experience allowed him to observe things that nobody else observed. That, he said, was the genius of, in some ways, Jewish life in the 20th century, and the reason for why Jewish people have accomplished so much disproportionate to their number. One might say the same about the Chinese in Southeast Asia in the last couple centuries. Eventually, even with diverse perspectives and with your wonderful ability to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you will find a place for yourself and you will eventually belong someplace of your choice, of your inclination, and of your liking. And I think that will be so wonderful, and I'm so very happy for you when I think about the future that you craft out of your multiple perspectives. You'll be dancers, maybe. You'll be artists. Maybe you'll become scholars, historians, scientists, businesswomen. And in whatever you do in your life, I know that there was a base inside your heart that was given by this school, a school like this, that allowed you, that helped you become people capable of tremendous love and hope and trust. So go forward and crush it. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
The Seisen High School Chamber Choir will now honour our graduates with Blessing, arranged by Katie Moran Bart. The group is under the direction of Miss Brenda Handel-Johnson and accompanied by Miss Naoko Hashimoto. Afterwards, the Seisen Vocal Ensemble, under the direction of Brendan Doherty, will sing Wherever You Are. Please allow time for Hannah Wainwright to join the choir. Thank you, High School Choir and Ensemble, for the beautiful music. I am pleased to introduce Mr. John Dooley, President of the Parents Association, who will speak to the graduates as a representative of the parents.
Thanks, Charlotte. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Seisen Parents Association, I would like to congratulate the class of 2018. I'm here today as a representative of your parents. I get to speak and they have to listen. I know you guys are probably a little tired of me because you had to put up with me last week at the senior grad dinner as well. So I promise today I will not ask you any difficult questions, nothing about the Seisen motto and the school song. But I'm very impressed they got the answers right. I hope last week you guys really felt, and I want to say again from your parents, how very, very proud we are of you guys. Individually, every one of you, as a group, you guys are really special. I've been very privileged to watch you guys grow up over the years. Sometimes in my mind, you're still the little girls who I remember doing, the finger painting and chasing each other around the kindergarten playground, or the bright-eyed presenters at the PYP exhibition, or the extremely fierce competitors in debate and volleyball and cross-country, all the endeavors that you guys were involved in. Time and again, you guys faced challenges, some of them seemingly insurmountable. Can we talk about the IB exams for a moment? Happy they're done? Yeah? I know some of you guys are waiting for results and they matter, so we're crossing our fingers for you, but don't worry, it's going to be great. And I imagine your guys' house has been just as crazy as ours has for the last couple of years, and especially the last few weeks. A lot of late nights and early mornings, and probably a lot of coffee. I don't know how you guys balanced all this. The studies, the activities, it's been amazing. And I'm sure it was overwhelming at times. There were tears, there was laughter, lots of emotions. But together, you guys made it. I'd like you to take a moment, look around, your fellow classmates. Some of you guys have been together for a long time now, some just a few years. We've all forged some amazing friendships. You're really blessed to have this special group. I know right now your attention is pretty much focused on getting out of here, but hopefully, as you look back on Seisen at some point in the future, you will smile and remember it all very fondly. I know one former grad in my house does. As you guys move on to the next phase of your lives, you're heading off to new schools, new challenges, new adventures. Quick piece of advice, learn to set your alarms. Your parents aren't going to be there to wake you up. Seriously, as you go off into the world, I know you guys are going to accomplish a lot. You're going to encounter many situations, sometimes face some serious obstacles. You've been well prepared for what the future's going to bring. In terms of your Seisen education and in terms of the education you receive from your families. You've been taught to inquire, to question, to challenge, to evaluate things from many angles. You've been engendered with kindness and caring. You've been taught how to win with humility, and maybe more importantly, how to lose with grace. You guys go out and explore this great big world. Please do so with no fear, no regrets. Embrace new challenges. Do not be afraid to fail. And as one of my favorite philosophers, Yoda, said, do or do not, there is no try. Now, although his advice is sound, I do know he's fictional. So I'd like to share something about one of my personal heroes. This man faced many, many challenges in his life. He went on to be recognized as one of the greatest people in history. This guy was born in 1809. He was born into poverty. In 1816, his family was forced out of their home. He had to work to support them. He was 7 years old. 1818, his mother died. 1831, fails in business. 1832, he runs for the state legislature and loses. 1832, same year, he loses his job. This guy's not having good luck. Tried to get into law school, couldn't get in. 1833, he borrows money from a friend, spends 17 years paying it back. 1834, he finally got a break. He ran for the state legislature and won. Okay, that's cool. 1835, he's engaged to be married. His sweetheart dies. This man goes into a massive depression, nervous breakdown, in bed for 6 months. 1838 to 1858, 20 years, this guy runs for public office 9 times. Wins once, 20 years, 9 times. This guy's not having good luck. 1860, Abraham Lincoln is elected president of the United States. 1863, he signs the Emancipation Proclamation, effectively abolishing slavery in the U.S. This guy went through a lot, and He has a quote that I want to give you guys. It's really simple, and I think it's really easy to remember, and I hope you'll take it with you guys. You cannot fail unless you quit. Okay, so Yoda and Lincoln are kind of hard to follow, but I'd like to give you a couple pieces of advice, some thoughts. You guys are going out into the world now. You're going to have some newfound control over your life. You're going to have independence. You can study when you want. You can play when you want. You still have to do your own laundry. As you'll discover throughout your lives, balance is going to be key. Seisen Academics is prepared you well. Be confident. You can handle whatever they throw at you. Continue to do the things that have made you successful. Be who you are. Whatever it is, continue. Homesickness will hit at some point. Staying busy helps to fight it. Also, you guys have technology. Use it. Reach out. Call your parents. You guys. Also, remember, you have 32 sisters here. Reach out to them. You guys aren't alone. Don't be afraid to meet new people. You're coming from a relatively small school and heading out into a very big world. Enjoy it. Learn to embrace differences you find in others. Practice random acts of kindness. Try to do at least one good deed every day, even if it's small. Take naps. They're very therapeutic. Unplug once in a while. Remember, technology is just a tool. There's more to life than Instagram or Snapchat. Now, I know your parents are very proud of you, and I'm here to represent them. They're very proud of everything you've done in your lives. They were filled with joy and pride when you were born. They got up at times during the night, when you cried as babies. They held your hands as you learned to walk. They picked you up when you fell down, put Band-Aids on your wounds. They helped you with your homework. As you got older, sometimes they had to read your textbooks or say a chapter ahead of you. They attended your recitals, your sports events, your plays, your concerts. They cheered very loudly for you, sometimes maybe too loud. They were there with hugs and words of comfort when things didn't quite go your way. They tried to teach you everything they know from their own experiences and from their own successes and failures. And all the while, they've watched with great pride as you guys have blossomed into fine young women, ready to embark on the next stage of your lives. So again, on behalf of your parents, your families, your whole extended family here at Seisen, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2018. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to read some messages addressed to the graduates. To the class of 2018, my congratulations. You have worked hard to graduate from a top school, and you all deserve a good summer holiday. Believe in yourselves. Remember, your creativity is a gift. As Picasso said, creativity and inspiration will come calling, but they will need to find you working for you to succeed. Always see the good and be excited about the hard yet enjoyable work of creating your own life. Congratulations, Ms. Bartlett Imadagawa. From the hippest teacher at Seisen. Sorry not to be able to be here with you to witness your big event. This is the first graduation I have missed in 30 years. I have organized a patient's escape from our ward to hospital grounds today. But taking a taxi to Seisen and hospital clothes is probably not a good idea. Enjoy the day, but not too much. And lastly, it's hard to believe those grade 9 students I started with at Seisen are graduating today. The years have flown, and I was blessed to experience so much with you during our time at Seisen, including going to NASA and spending many hours preparing for debates. I hope you take the lessons I have taught you about safety in the lab with you and continue to inspire those around you. Much love from Australia, Miss Angelique. And now our second valedictorian, Unsel Sung, will address us.
First of all, I would like to express my appreciation for this opportunity to stand in front of you today to represent this class. Guys, we've been through a lot, and I really couldn't be more honored to be graduating today with you. Ever since I witnessed my greatest role model in life stand at this exact same place 10 years ago, this has been something that I have constantly looked towards. But now that I am standing here today, I realized that I will never be able to truly represent what the class of 2018 is, and that no one individual will ever be able to do that. Despite being an extremely small class, these 32 people may perhaps be the most eccentric, unique, and individual, though at the same time the most unified group of people I have had the opportunity to know now and in the future. And so the most I can do today is to give you a brief insight on the class of 2018 and to make a meager attempt to share our message as a class to you. One of the things that Seisen has taught us over the last 12 years has been that we can make a difference, and that as educated women, we have the responsibility to use this privilege for the betterment of the world. This lesson has been embedded throughout our curriculum here at Seisen, throughout the PYP program to the DP, as well as the numerous social justice classes and service projects we took part in. While I do wholly agree with this sentiment and the importance of sharing this privilege with others, I believe that what we have been truly privileged to have are not the things that you may initially assume, but rather people who genuinely care for us. And we have been truly privileged throughout our time here, through our classmates, families, teachers, sisters, and everyone we have had the opportunity to interact with. What Seisen has taught us throughout this lesson of sharing privilege is not to simply share material goods or knowledge with others, but to become someone who can support and genuinely care for another. The class of 2018 is truly an embodiment of this mentality of noblesse oblige. This support that we have been blessed to have throughout these years is probably something that each and every one of the graduates have experienced at some point at Seisen, whether it is through a classmate offering a cookie on a particularly bad day, or through words of congratulations at an achievement. As students of an international school, each with unique backgrounds, I am sure that we have faced our fair share of assumptions from others, and that we will face even more in the future. Even right now, I'm pretty sure that you're making assumptions about me. We make assumptions all day, every day. The moment we step out of these gates, we face even more presumptions by people who have led drastically different lives. Those moments when people will look upon us with confusion and suddenly switch to awkward English despite speaking with us in Japanese just moments before, simply from hearing our names or our school, is probably a common occurrence. We are sheltered from these suppositions about our abilities, character, and identities here at Seisen, especially because of our experiences with classmates and teachers who have broken down our assumptions and expectations time and time again. When we were planning for Stuco's Future Day project, which has turned into a senior legacy, I think many of the members of Stuco, including myself, thought that not many people would be willing to put forth effort into this project. But we were soon surprised to find everyone willing to give up their limited time and study halls to prepare for the presentations, as well as to share their experiences, some of which may perhaps have been very personal to our underclassmen. Many of our teachers would reply to our emails right until 7:59 p.m., or would approach us at Yoga Starbucks right before IB exams to answer our questions and encourage us, even though we would think that they would not want to deal with our antics a minute outside of class. Soon, outside of this sheltered environment of our school, we may be tempted to make assumptions about others simply because they do the same about us. However, assumptions take away opportunities, and these opportunities to bond with friends and form new relationships are too precious to lose. So regardless of the assumptions that the people we meet in the future hold towards us, I hope that we will always be able to keep an open mind and approach new people and new opportunities with a clean slate. If there's one thing that we take away from our experience at Seisen, Let it be this ability to look past assumptions and to see the world for what it is through our own eyes and not what society paints for us. As a final message, I don't want to say something cliched by making more assumptions about what the future may hold for us, because I am sure that every single one of us has the potential to achieve our personal dreams and goals, regardless of what they may be and regardless of what others may think of them. Rather, I would like to simply hope that we will continue to have the privilege of supporting each other through all our highs and lows, and that we will be able to meet even more people who we can support and be supported by throughout the future. Thank you.
And now, Miss Colette Rogers, with the assistance of the high school principal, Mr. James Hatch, assistant high school principal, Mr. Paul Mitchell, will now present the diplomas to the graduating class. Will the front row please stand?
The diploma reads, Seisen International School, Tokyo, Japan. This certifies that Letitia Cassandra Akiko Barnick has satisfactorily completed this prescribed high school course of study and is therefore awarded this diploma, given on this 27th day of May 2018.
Min-kyung Choi. Yoshen Cho. Serena Michelle Cole. Misa Kunz. Christine Ashley Doble. Anna Louise Dooley. Ashi Dwivedi. Solana Fujikawa. Luca Honobe. Continuing the Seisen tradition of having mothers who are Seisen graduates themselves participate in their daughter's graduation, we also like to extend the same honor to those whom are Seisen students, but had to leave the school before their graduating year. So at this time, I would like to welcome Ms. Megumi Isobe to come up and walk her daughter across the stage to receive her diploma. Mikako Isobe. Yufei Jin. Yurim Ko. Grace Yi-Ching Lau. Sojung Lee. Yeji Lee. Will the second row please stand up? Justine Louvel. Rishika Mishra. Mai Morita. Marina Ogawa. Sahan Palihawadana. Kritika Raju. Alicia Sharma. Nonju Shi. Yuki Kagawa Hayashi Sato Shiozawa. Kit Nyan Sin. Amelie Brigitta Steck. Unso Sung. Shima Michelle Taniyuchi Langham. Hannah Wainwright. Jocelyn Lena Wong. Amanda Marie Wood.
Everybody ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2018. You are graduating.
Thank you, girls. Please have a seat. Nine members of the graduating class have attended Seisen from kindergarten through grade 12. We will now honor the following veterans. Serena Michelle Cole. Lisa Coons. Anna Louise Dooley. Ashi Duidetti. Solana Fujikawa. Mai Morita. Nonju Shi. Yuki Hagawa Hayashi Sato Shiozawa. And Shima Michelle Taniyuchi Langham. Congratulations. At this time, the graduates of Seisen would like to present their class performance.
holla, sit down, Leon Moon, 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 holla, sit down.
Can we switch the language? We're gonna hit it. It's every day, bro. 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 It's every day, every day, every day, every day,
Thank you, girls. Ms. Mary Chu, President of the Seisen Former Students Association, will now present the Seisen Spirit Award on behalf of the association.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Seisen Former Students Association, and as a proud 14-year Seisen graduate of class of 1981, I would like to congratulate the class of 2018 and welcome the newest members of our Alumni Association. It is an honor for us to be here. We would like to thank our school head, Mrs. Rogers, and our high school principal, Mrs. Hatch, for their support. We would like to thank our advisors, Sister Asuncion, Sister Concessa, Sister Margaret, and Ms. Armentia for their guidance. Thank you to the Seisen sisters for your prayers and watching over us. Also, congratulations to our second-generation graduate and her mother from class of 1983. And alumni, welcome home. Every year around graduation, I find myself reflecting on my days at Seisen and what the school has meant and continues to mean to our alumni and me. We know how privileged and fortunate we are to be part of this outstanding Seisen community. We continue to be impressed by the talent, dedication, and compassion of the Seisen community. We hope that you are part of it as we are. We are part of a strong community that continues to value diversity and inclusion, academic excellence, living and learning with integrity and purpose beyond ourselves. We are grateful for the opportunities that we were given at Seisen. No one understands the quality of a Seisen education quite like former students. We are grateful to our teachers who dedicated so much and shared their passion for different subjects and sports. Our Seisen teachers not only educated us in the classrooms, but also taught us life lessons. We were mentored by our teachers. We felt safe and loved here. It is here that we learn to appreciate and celebrate different cultures, races, and religions instead of fearing and discriminating them. We wish the world would be more like Seisen. We learned empathy and true kindness. We laughed and cried here. Seisen introduced us to our lifelong friends and our teachers who believe in us and we will love forever. My gratitude for my Seisen teachers is personal and comes from a very deep place. A great teacher can have a profound impact on who we are. Growing up at Seisen for 14 years, I respected and learned from every teacher I had at Seisen, who provided me with support, love, encouragement, and confidence, which laid the foundation for the many opportunities which I have been fortunate to have throughout my life. We can all look back at our time at Seisen and remember at least one wonderful teacher who inspired us and made us passionate about something. It only takes one great teacher to inspire you to be better, and I was lucky to have met that great teacher here at Seisen. Our Seisen teachers were role models when we were young and carefree. They played a vital role in shaping and changing our lives. Sometimes they were very strict and we couldn't understand why. Now we know they were trying to build our character. They taught us to keep learning, trying, giving, and to never give up. They believed in us and saw our potential when we were still figuring things out. Many of our teachers may not be at Seisen anymore, but they are still the reason why we, the alumni, keep coming back to the school because they helped us establish a close relationship with our school. We are happy for that. If a teacher has made a difference in your life, please say a simple thank you for what they have done for you. They don't expect it, but they deserve it. Thank you to our Seisen teachers. Thank you to my teachers. You are the graduating class of 2018. You are the newest members of our Alumni Association. You are intelligent, athletic, artistic, passionate, and beautiful. You are kind, compassionate, and giving. You have all contributed to Seisen in many ways, and you are part of Seisen history. It is our hope that during your time at Seisen, you discovered your talent and found your passion. Seisen has taught you to believe in yourselves, and that as women, you can do anything. Your Seisen education has prepared you well to engage with challenges. You will take your Seisen values and education, and you will make a difference in the world. We are proud of you and who you will become. Seisen Former Students Association is about the Seisen spirit. Seisen spirit brings a sense of community and belonging. Seisen spirit cannot be defined in one word. Seisen spirit is pride, involvement, support, respect, and camaraderie. It is what sets us apart from other schools. Our Seisen Spirit Award is voted by each member of the graduating class to recognize their classmates' outstanding Seisen spirit and pride. We communicate with each of these 32 graduates to tell us about their class and help us determine this year's recipient. Our advisors and I read your emails carefully. We heard loud and clear that your class is very close. You told us that your closeness is not only based on similarities, but uniqueness as well. You accept each other's differences in opinions, ideas, and backgrounds. You can approach anyone in your class and not feel awkward or not have anything to talk about. Everyone is friends with everyone in your class. You know each other's problems and support each other as best as you can. You feel lucky to be part of this peaceful graduating class. What we, the alumni, would like to tell you is that you will miss Seisen and your friends. You will miss your classmates who are your sisters. You will miss your teachers. You will miss the cafeteria where your class sat together at 2 long tables during lunch period. You will even miss the smell of this gymnasium. You will miss everything about Seisen, but you will be okay because you will always have each other. You are the close-knit graduating class of 2018. Your friendships will last a lifetime. We are sure of that. Our award is given by over 5,000 alumni. This year's Seisen Spirit Award goes to Anna Dooley. To the class of 2018, we wish you a bright future wherever you go. Embody the best in humility, diversity, and kindness. May your Seisen spirit keep you strong and Seisen values guide you in making the right decisions in your life. May you live a life of meaning, fulfillment, and happiness. It is my honor and privilege to say congratulations to the class of 2018 and welcome to your Alumni Association. And thank you, Seisen, for being an important part of our lives and making us who we are today. May God bless you all.
Last time, as the oldest 14-year veteran on the stage, I get to have the last word, and as I look into the audience and don't see my wife, I just might be able to do that. Yeah, I had thought about using this opportunity to talk about literary cleverness, metaphor, simile, and synecdoche, or one of my father's homespun adages. Instead, I will leave you with the truism I think you've already proven to yourself. 8 words: take what you want and pay for it. You might expect to see this on a store window reminding you not to shoplift, and it would be good advice, but its implications range further, far further. Setting aside the difficulty of knowing what to want, so long as you are willing to pay the price, you can, within reason, take what you want, but you'll need to do the work, put in the time, and apply your effort. Do you want to be rich or famous or happy or healthy or good? Few of life's desires are achieved without cost, and the price is rarely a matter of yen or pesos or dollars. In fact, it's often the effort or the resolve you show that determines the value of anything you want. Your Seisen and IB diplomas were not given to you. Then there's a correlation between the efforts they cost you and the value they have for you. Not necessarily now, but in having taught you that you are willing to attempt more than the minimum. Most of you will earn more diplomas in the years ahead. Some will become lawyers and doctors and CEOs, engineers and entertainers. But the lessons you've taught yourself about the price of accomplishment, the value of pride in seeing a task to the end, should remind you that you can have what you want, so long as you are willing and ready to pay for it. Ultimately, most people get what they deserve. As Aristotle held, that consequences require suitable and prior and often sustained actions. So, the class of 2018, please take what you want, but remember to pay for it. Good luck and Godspeed.
You can exhale now. We've reached the end of our graduation ceremony. For the last time, may I present the class of 2018. For those of you in the audience, please remain seated as the graduates will exit the gym. The sisters, immediate family members, and all red card holders, please follow the graduates to the cafeteria upstairs for the toast. Blue ticket holders and any other guests, please follow outside there and the guidance of your ushers for refreshments in the kindergarten area. Thank you for your visit. Thank you for your cooperation.